Since the killing of Iran's supreme leader, world leaders, military strategists, and the people in Iran are anxiously wondering what comes next. Khamenei led Iran since 1989, but the Islamic Republic has a notoriously complicated system of government and is held together by a number of institutions and figures. But my next guest writes that Khamenei hasn't been in charge of the country for months, and that the country's 13-man National Security Council has essentially sidelined Khamenei after the 12-day war in June, and that it has effectively run the country since the summer and will likely continue to do so even after a new supreme leader is appointed. Arash Azizi of The Atlantic joins me now. We always love having you on when we're talking about Iran and reading all your op-eds and your articles. Arash, you have such great sources inside Iran. Let me just start from speaking of your sources, what they're telling you now. Who is running Iran at this moment?
It's really the National Security Councils. This is a bunch of military guys and politicians, people like Ali Larijani, the National Security Advisor, Bagher Ghalibaf, Speaker of the Parliament. These are a bunch of people with a long-established sort of past in Iran's security and military institutions, and they're running the country effectively.
So would the Iranian people be happy with this group of people if they decided to support democracy in Iran? And is that even possible with this group?
Definitely not possible that they'll support democracy. They have no intention to support democracy. And no, Iranians in many ways hate these guys. These are the guys who've been in charge in one way or the other for a very long time. So Iranians don't like them. But they have a new chance. Now that Khamenei is gone, they're in charge. They have a new chance. What some people close to them are telling me is that just like when Khomeini died in 1989, there was a bit of a change. There in the 1990s, Iran saw some changes. It became a more open place. Later on, it sort of had democratic reform. So, they have a chance to give something to the people, and also as importantly, come to a new understanding with U.S., with Israel, so that they will be able to improve the country's economy on that. So it's going to be a tough bargain, but democracy, unfortunately, is not on the table there. And for Iranians, it's going to be very tough to accept these guys, because just in January, they killed thousands of people. Larijani was in charge when they did that, and some people say he was an architect of those massacres. So it's a tough game for Iranians.
So some, experts have been coming forward saying they do believe that democracy can work, that elections will indeed happen. Look, you know Iran very well, and you know the Iranian people. You know those that are in charge right now. Is that just a pipe dream?
Look, I think democracy, of course, can work. Like, I'm a Democrat. I want Iran to be a democracy. I believe we have excellent leaders in Iran who can lead a democratic transition, both in Iran and outside Iran. So on paper, we have all of this. But the question is this, Kyra. Do we have power? Can we muster enough power, enough organization to win against these guys, even as the U.S. and Israel is attacking Iran? Unfortunately, if I'm to be honest, I don't see that happening now. I think we're going to push for it. Even if these guys are in power, we're going to keep pushing for those goals. But if I want to put my sort of analyst hat on, I don't see a very clear path of that happening, because we haven't really made those organizations.
So what do the Iranian people want right now? What are they hoping for? Do they want Trump to continue these military strikes with Israel? Because Trump is now saying we could have boots on the ground. We're in this for the long haul. This could be up to 5 weeks. It can be longer than that. Are the Iranian people ready for that? Are they okay with that? And he's also asking them to stand up and take control of your country. Is that really possible?
So let me start with this latter point, right? I think it's very hard. I mean, how can average Iranians, I spoke to my family members today, they're hiding in different parking lots from being bombed. I mean, how can they muster enough together, come together, somehow rise up, bring down this regime that is super organized, that is super brutal, that has killed thousands of them before? So I just don't see how that's possible. It would have been possible if we had organized networks, if there were serious defections from the security forces. So unless that somehow happens, I don't see that as very likely, although I would have liked to see it. So what do Iranians want? Look, when bombs are raining on your city and it doesn't seem to be clear, it doesn't seem, what are the military objectives of U.S. and Israel? It's not clear. President Trump has said over the weekend that he wants a Venezuela-style transition, i.e. he wants to hand the power to someone else inside the regime. At some other points, he said he wants the Iranians to rise up. At some point, he says he has 3 people that as potential leaders. Then he says they've been killed. So I don't think people would like a war to continue in which many civilians are dying and in which there's not clear what is the end goal politically or militarily.
And that's what's causing all the anxiety, not knowing what's next. It's like that's what we saw with Iraq. We appreciate your writing and also your sources, and I hope you'll continue to be along this journey with us, Arash. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.